Hello, water managers. My name is Kat Feingold, part of the Water Management Systems Division at the Hydrologic Engineering Center, and I'm going to be covering real-time data in SWMS in this short series of presentations. The objective is that at the end of these presentations, you will be able to identify the types of real-time data and their management in SWMS. This video series is broken down into 4 separate videos, the first being the covering of the real-time data types and how to view them inside the SWMS software. The second type is going to go over the SWMS data sources and how to get them. The third type is going to go ahead and go through the data processing, both manual and automated. And then the fourth video is going to discuss both the data storage systems as well as the data acquisition. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the 2 types of real-time data and how to view them within SWMS. As I stated, there are 2 types of data available in SWMS. You have time series data and you have gridded data. So time series data would be things like the flow at a gauge, your elevation at a reservoir, and these types of data can be stored in both HEC-CWMS files as well as the SWMS Oracle database. The second type of data that you're going to see is grids. So grids can be everything from precipitation estimates to the SNODAS grids that you may utilize in your individual districts. And those can also be stored in the HEC-CWMS file, or they can be stored in other file types such as GRIB or NetCDF. They are not stored inside the SWMS Oracle database. So we're going to go ahead and start with time series data. So viewing time series data can be done in 2 separate ways. So you can either view time series data tabularly or you can view it graphically. On the left-hand side is an example of the tabular view of time series data. This will give you finite viewing of individual time steps and what the equatable data is. And then you have the graphical view or the plotted view, which you can see on the right-hand side, which is going to give you a graphic presentation of all the data that you've selected inside your time series. Now, these graphs and tables can be customized completely by the scripting process within SWMS, so you can change almost everything about them. So not only is there 2 types of data, but there are also 2 basic programs we use inside SWMS to view this data. The first is the time series catalog through HEC-DSS view, which is going to generally be a local file or a file that you're going to have on your NetApps. So it's a catalog of contents within the DSS file. So when you take a look at these, the important thing to take a look at is that your file is broken up into a 6-part path name, as we call it. You have your A part, B part, C part, D part, E, and F part. So your A part is going to be your location ID. Your B part is a sublocation. C part is going to be parameters such as flow, elevation, that type of thing. Your D and E parts are going to be your timestamp, range, and your duration type. So D and E is always going to be time focused. And F part will give you either a version, a type, a descriptor. F part has a lot of flexibility in order to help identify the specific type of data that you're looking at. So a way that you can view the data that you have on your Oracle database is through SWMS View. Now, SWMS View will have a watershed connection button right there that will let you connect directly to your database. Here you can see it's a very similar view to the DSS view. Instead of identifying the A, B, C, D, and E parts, here you have location, parameter type, interval duration, and version already showing for you. SWMS View can also display location metadata and rating curves, in addition to other information that might be associated with the data type on your Oracle database. So that wraps up the time series data, and we're going to move into the grid data. So the grid data in SWMS is displayed in the standard hydrologic grid set. So the important thing to remember about the SHG is that the coordinate system is valid only in the contiguous United States. So nowhere outside, no Alaska, no Hawaii, no Puerto Rico, simply inside CONUS. So it is based on the Albers Equal Area Map of the US, and the important thing is that is the same coordinate system used by the USGS for nationwide mapping. So we have an overlap with one of our federal partners that provides us a lot of data. Now, if you're looking for specific locations, all locations are identified by cell indices, so kind of the row and column, like you're looking at an Excel spreadsheet pretty much. But the display of those grids inside the CAVI is what we're really more focused on. So grids are stored in DSS files. They are not stored in Oracle, so they will not be on the servers. So both DSSView and SWMSView are completely capable of displaying both grids and metadata. So if you take a look at the left-hand side, this is a graphical display that you would go ahead and select your grids and click the plot icon. And this graphical display, you can step through it. There is no background map on this. However, you can get a general idea if and what the grids actually look like. So a summary and grid metadata can be viewed if you click the tabulate icon. So on the right-hand side is an example of that tabulated view. Again, it's only going to give you the metadata and the summary. It's not actually going to give you the array of cell values, and it's not going to show you those individual cell values either. So how does the CAVI display these? So taking a look at the CAVI itself, it has a lot of customization, but if you go into the Visualization tab, you can go ahead and have the CAVI display your precipitation grids or whatever gridded data that you have. You can see here in the bounded blue box, that is the precipitation grids for the Russian River. And then you can see kind of summary plots or little highlight plots for each individual data piece inside the Russian River. So you can set this up entirely inside the CAVI, and later videos, as well as our SWMS documentation, which is linked below, can show you how to set up these particular views inside your own CAVI. So in addition to the CAVI, DSS, and SWMSView, you can also display grids in MetVue. So if you take a look on the left-hand side as an example of what the CAVI map window would look like, on the right-hand side, you'll see MetVue. So MetVue is an additional display option for grids, and it allows you to see base and total averages. It allows you to animate grids with the map behind it, and it gives you a little more flexibility in querying specific areas of data. You can also get point readings at particular time steps. So this brings us to how it's actually held inside the DSS file. So if you were to open up your DSS file with your grids, this is an example of what you would see. So just like earlier with the time series data, you have a 6-part path name. However, instead here they are stored as a coordinate system. Normally you're going to see SHG here unless you're utilizing a different type of coordinate system. Your part B is your location. Your C is going to be your parameter, whether it's precip, SNODAS, etc. Your D and E parts, again here, time steps. D and E will always be time focused. And then your F part here is your version. For example, this one is interpolated. It may say NextRad. It may say your RFC grids. So again, F part is going to give you your version of whatever data that you're looking for. So you can also open up this data inside MetVue. And so when you take a look at MetVue, it has a markedly different look. However, it's still the same basic. If you look down here, here's your 6-part path name yet again. But you can also filter as you go through as to what shows up and displays down here. So here you have your 6-part path name, which is condensed on your left-hand side. It gives you the actual path that you're looking at in a condensed version. It will give you your source time zone, and then it's going to give you where that data is located. So it's going to show you exactly where in the DSS that it is housed. So this completes our discussion of this real-time data types and how to view those types within SWMS. In our next video, we will go ahead and cover the SWMS data sources. Now, if you have questions about our software, need some help, or are looking for additional training, please check out the links shown here on our slide. And these links can also be found in the description below. Thank you for your time.